Love Across Boundaries. Chapter 1. The Divided Town. In the year 1770, the small town of Brightville was divided by more than just its winding river and cobblestone streets. It was a town where social classes dictated every aspect of life. The rich and the poor lived in separate worlds, their lives rarely intersecting except in places like the bustling market. Anna Miller was the daughter of Robert Miller, a wealthy merchant who owned the largest fabric shop in Brightville. At 20 years old, Anna was known for her beauty, kindness, and curiosity. She loved to spend her days helping her father in the shop, arranging the colorful fabrics and talking to customers. But her heart yearned for something more than the comfortable, yet confined, life she led. On the other side of town, Thomas Carter, a 22-year-old farmer's son, worked tirelessly on his family's small farm. His days were filled with planting, harvesting, and tending to animals. Despite the hard work, Thomas enjoyed the simplicity and honesty of farm life. He was known for his strong build, bright eyes, and a smile that could light up any room. Thomas dreamed of a world beyond the fields and hoped for a better future. One sunny morning, Anna decided to visit the market alone. She loved the vibrant energy of the place, with vendors shouting about their fresh produce and customers haggling for the best prices. As she walked through the market, she noticed a young man selling vegetables. His stall was neat and well organized, and his produce looked fresh and inviting. Anna approached the stall and smiled. "Good morning. These vegetables look wonderful." The young man looked up and returned her smile. "Good morning. Thank you. My name is Thomas. How can I help you?" "I am Anna," she replied. "I need some carrots and potatoes, please." As Thomas packed her vegetables, they began to talk. Anna was intrigued by his friendliness and the way he spoke about his work with such pride. Thomas, in turn, was captivated by Anna's grace and the kindness in her eyes. They talked about the weather, the market, and their lives. For a moment, the boundaries of their social classes seemed to fade away. Chapter 2. An Unexpected Friendship. Over the next few weeks, Anna and Thomas found themselves looking forward to their encounters at the market. Their conversations grew longer, and they began to share more about their lives and dreams. Anna spoke of her love for reading and her desire to travel and see the world. Thomas talked about his hopes for the farm and his wish to learn more about different farming techniques. One day, as they were talking, Anna's father, Robert, walked by and saw them. He frowned and pulled Anna aside. "Anna, what are you doing talking to that farmer's son?" he asked sternly. "Father, we were just talking. Thomas is very nice," Anna replied. "Nice or not, you should not be associating with people like him." "It is not proper," Robert said firmly. Anna felt a pang of sadness. She did not understand why her father was so against her friendship with Thomas. But she knew better than to argue. Thomas, too, faced similar disapproval from his family. His father, John, was a strict man who believed that people should stick to their own kind. "Thomas, you should not be spending so much time with that rich girl. Her family will never accept you," John warned. "But father, Anna is different. She is kind and genuine," Thomas argued. "It does not matter. Our lives are different. Stay away from her," John insisted. Despite the warnings from their families, Anna and Thomas could not stay away from each other. They decided to meet in secret, away from the prying eyes of the town. Chapter 3. Secret Meetings. Anna and Thomas found a quiet spot by the river, surrounded by trees and wildflowers. It was a place where they could be themselves, away from the judgments and expectations of society. They met there as often as they could, talking for hours and growing closer with each meeting. One evening, as the sun was setting and the sky was painted in shades of orange and pink, Thomas took Anna's hand. "Anna, I know this is difficult, but I cannot stop thinking about you. I think I love you," he confessed. Anna's heart skipped a beat. She looked into Thomas's eyes and saw the sincerity and love in them. "Thomas, I love you too," she whispered. They knew their love was forbidden, but in that moment, nothing else mattered. They promised to find a way to be together, no matter what obstacles they might face. Chapter 4: Discovery and Desperation. As the months passed, Anna and Thomas's love grew stronger. But secrets have a way of coming to light. One day, Anna's younger brother, James, followed her to the river and saw her with Thomas. He ran back home and told their father. Robert was furious. "Anna, how could you betray your family like this? You are forbidden to see Thomas again," he shouted. "Father, I love him. Please try to understand," Anna pleaded. But Robert would not listen. He locked Anna in her room and forbade her from leaving the house. Thomas also faced trouble. When his father found out about the meetings, he was enraged. "Thomas, you are bringing shame to this family. If you do not stop seeing that girl, I will disown you," John threatened. Thomas felt a deep sense of despair. He could not imagine a life without Anna, but he also did not want to lose his family. He wrote a letter to Anna, telling her about his dilemma and his undying love for her. He found a way to get the letter to her through a mutual friend. Anna read the letter and felt a mix of sorrow and hope. She knew they had to find a way to be together. Chapter 5: The Plan. Anna and Thomas began to devise a plan to escape. They knew it would be dangerous and that they would be leaving behind everything they had ever known. But their love gave them the strength to take the risk. They decided to meet by the river one last time before their escape. Anna managed to sneak out of her house late at night, and Thomas waited for her at their secret spot. "Are you sure about this, Anna?" Thomas asked, holding her hand tightly. "Yes, Thomas. I cannot live without you. Let's run away and start a new life together," Anna replied with determination. They decided to leave the next night, under the cover of darkness. Thomas would bring a horse and some supplies, and they would ride to a nearby town where they could start fresh. Chapter 6: The Escape. The night of their escape was filled with tension and excitement. Anna packed a small bag with her most precious belongings and waited for the house to fall silent. Once everyone was asleep, she slipped out of her room and quietly made her way to the river. Thomas was already there, waiting with a horse and a bag of supplies. "Are you ready?" he asked. Anna nodded, her heart pounding with anticipation. They mounted the horse and rode off into the night, leaving their old lives behind. They traveled through the night, avoiding the main roads and staying in the shadows. By dawn, they reached a small village far from Brightville. Exhausted but happy, they found an inn and rented a room. "We did it, Anna. We are free," Thomas said, holding her close. "Yes, Thomas. Now we can build our life together," Anna replied, feeling a sense of relief and joy. Chapter 7: A New Beginning. In the days that followed, Anna and Thomas began to build their new life. They rented a small cottage on the outskirts of the village and started working on a local farm. Anna helped with the household chores and took care of a small garden, while Thomas worked in the fields. Life was not easy, but they were happy. Their love for each other gave them the strength to face any challenge. They made new friends in the village, and people began to accept them as a couple. Back in Brightville, their families were struggling to come to terms with the disappearance. Robert and John, despite their initial anger, began to realize the depth of Anna and Thomas's love. They saw the pain their separation had caused and started to soften their hearts. Chapter 8: The Search. Months passed, and Anna and Thomas settled into their new life. But they missed their families and the familiar faces of Brightville. They longed for reconciliation but were afraid of the consequences. One day, a traveler from Brightville arrived in the village. He recognized Anna and Thomas and brought news from home. "Your families have been looking for you. They are worried and want to make amends," the traveler said. Anna and Thomas felt a surge of hope. "Do you think they will accept us now?" Anna asked. "I believe they have changed. They have seen how much you love each other," the traveler replied. Anna and Thomas decided it was time to return to Brightville and face their families. Chapter 9: The Return. Anna and Thomas made the journey back to Brightville, their hearts filled with both hope and fear. As they approached the town, memories of their old lives flooded back. They went first to Anna's house. Robert was surprised but relieved to see his daughter. "Anna, you are home," he exclaimed, embracing her. "Father, I missed you," Anna said, tears in her eyes. "I hope you can understand my love for Thomas." Robert looked at Thomas and saw the determination and love in his eyes. "I was wrong to try to keep you apart. If your love is true, then I must accept it," he said. Next, they went to Thomas's farm. John was in the fields when he saw them approaching. "Thomas, Anna, you are back," he said, his voice choked with emotion. "Father, we could not stay away. We want to be with our families," Thomas said. John embraced his son. "I am sorry for everything. I see now that your love is strong and pure." Chapter 10: Acceptance and Celebration. With the acceptance of their families, Anna and Thomas felt a sense of peace they had never known. The town of Brightville, too, began to change. People saw the power of their love and started to question the rigid social norms that had kept them apart. Anna and Thomas decided to have a small wedding ceremony by the river, the place where their love had blossomed. Their families and friends gathered to celebrate their union. It was a simple but beautiful ceremony, filled with joy and love. As Anna and Thomas exchanged vows, they knew that their love had overcome all obstacles. They were ready to face the future together, hand in hand. Epilogue: A love that inspires. Anna and Thomas continued to live in Brightville, working on the farm and helping their families. Their love story became a legend in the town, inspiring others to look beyond social classes and see the true value of love and compassion. They had children and taught them the importance of kindness, equality, and the courage to follow one's heart. The town of Brightville became a more open and accepting place, where people were judged not by their wealth but by their character. Anna and Thomas proved that love knows no boundaries and that true love can overcome any adversity. Their story lived on, a testament to the power of love and the strength of the human spirit.